Hi folks, David here. Got a fantastic trip for you today, Broughty Ferry Castle to Arbroath Harbour. Fantastic day here at Broughty Ferry as we start from the harbour just beside the castle. Broughty Ferry Castle is a free local museum, well worth a visit. So you can see our route here takes us along the coast, past Barrybudden there, past the golf courses into Carnoustie, past Carnoustie Golf Course, along the coast and into Arbroath. 14 miles, 1 hour and 40 minutes, completed on my legal e-bike. I've sped up much of this video, so the video itself is about 20 minutes. Still quite a long video, I know. And yes, at the end, a little bit of bonus drone footage. So we're just going to take a small detour here, go off to the left, and we're going to go on the improved section here. This is actually called Fisher Street, and this is part of the active travel plan, which has been on the go since 2019, due for completion now, basically spring 2025. The scheme improved the active travel options from here all the way to Montefieth, and we'll be going that way, so we'll see the work, various improved paths. I have to say it all looks very nice. So Fisher Street carries on just to the left here, but we're going to circle round onto Beach Crescent here and head back in the direction of Arbroath. So the project to improve all the routes here had an £18 million budget, and it was funded by the Scottish Government via the Sustrans charity, much the same as the work that's happening in Arbroath at the moment actually. So here we come into Castle Green Playground. Nice wide shared use path here. We just passed on the left there a flower bed in the shape of a dolphin. Difficult to make out from this angle, but that's quite an impressive planting that they've done there. So we're just approaching the area of Castle Beach here. And after Castle Beach we get onto the first dedicated cycle path section just along the esplanade. This is an absolutely super path, quite long, so we'll just speed it up a bit in a second. There we go. So as you can see, pedestrians, cyclists, vehicles all have their own lanes. I think this is great, works really well. Just on the left here we're coming up to Barnhill Rock Gardens, another nice area to stop and have a wander around. Many years ago that was a railway junction where the railway branched off to go to Forfar actually. So we're off the dedicated path back onto a shared path, but again it's a lovely wide path here. I'm just coming up to Balmossy railway station on the left there, one of the least used stations in the country. And then we've got the Dighty Bridge, which is another part of the improvements. It just makes things a little bit easier for everyone to get along the path here. So we're getting along towards Montefieth now actually. And there is Tayview Caravan Park on the left. We'll just slow down a bit here because the path is a little bit narrower here and quite busy. of course the bike is very quiet. Coming up behind people, they just don't know you're there. So I gave these two a little ding and they got out of the way, thank you. So we're still just heading along the coastal path here, and we're coming up to another new section. And there we go. Takes us up here for bikes, which is great. Monyfeith Beach Park on the left there, and just in front of us in a second is the entrance for Riverview Caravan Park. Now, so we're just about to head out of town, and that's us well and truly on the way to Carnoustie. Back onto our shared use path here. Quite a few bends and up and downs on this. Just past the train, over the railway there, Monyfeith Golf Links. Remember, this is sped up. I am not actually pedalling that fast. On the right now we've got Barrybudden, most of which is a military training base. It is possible to access that, there are various walks and trails, but nevertheless it is a military base. There's some of the buildings, the military buildings there. When we get onto the straight here, alongside the railway, as you see, this is a very long straight. It seems to go on forever. Just as we get to the end here, there is a fairly sharp curve coming up. I did give a little ding on the bell just in case anyone was there, and oh, there we go, somebody stopped on their bike. So we'll slow down here again. We're just approaching another railway station. So this is Barry Links station, another station that is not used very much. In the past that was a much bigger railway hub there. There were various sidings that were used by the military, but that's all long since gone. On the left there you can see a platform extending way past where the station is these days. So we'll speed up again, well on the way to Carnoustie now. Past that jogger who couldn't hear me coming because he had headphones in. So we're coming up to some fantastic bike traffic lights here. And here we're crossing Barrybudden, which is a very famous burn. It goes across the golf course, and golfer John van de Velde in 1999 famously paddled in there to try and play a golf shot, which ultimately lost him the 1999 Open Championship. So a very famous river there, or burn rather. So still following along the railway, we're coming into Carnoustie. On the right hand side now we can see the golf course clearly. So we're going to just depart from the railway a little bit here. The path takes us closer to the golf course. along the shared use pavement here. There we can see the Carnoustie Golf Hotel. We're just going to go past that. A little bit of dedicated cycle path here. And at the top here, just past this car, there's a brand new section just here, which has only opened in the last couple of weeks, just to take us on to Lynx Parade. And as you can see, we're right by the beach and the sea here. Fantastic view. Just navigate the pedestrians. Again, please remember, this is sped up. I am not whizzing past these people. It's all very civil. Yet another railway station. And this time it's Carnoustie. So we're just approaching the West Haven area now, just on the outskirts of Carnoustie. And this is actually the first point where we're going to end up mixing with traffic on a road. So just up this little path here, another ding of the bell because we can't see if anybody's coming. And we're on to Long Row. And we're just going to take a left here and go over the railway bridge. Onto East Row. And we're going across the East Coast Main Line here. The trains. And as we come down here, we're going to join Arbroath Road. So now we're heading in the direction of East Haven. And fortunately, just at the end of the houses here, there is a shared use path to get us off of the road, which is fantastic. Go. Just speed this up again because it's quite a long stretch here. So this is, as I said, Arbroath Road going into Inchbrae, and after the Panbride area we're into Station Row, so presumably there used to be a railway station here. Long gone, of course. Just crossing over Craigmill Burn here, so we've got to go on the road because of that narrow bridge to get across to the path here, and then off we go again. Just speed this up a bit. So this path obviously has been created by taking a little slice off the bottom of the fields here. But it's quite nice, particularly on this windy road, to be away from the traffic. Here we are approaching East Haven. Mind the dogs. So we just cross the road here. There's a little tiny bit on the road here just to get under the railway bridge. You are supposed to get off your bike here. I didn't. I did go very slowly. Past the parking at East Haven. Another lovely spot here. Nice sandy beach, which you can't quite see from this angle. Now we're on the gravel path which takes us basically all the way to Arbroath. This has been improved in areas, so there are sections which are much wider, actually completed quite recently, although that's more at the Arbroath end than the Carnoustie end. Just hang on here because I could see there were some people coming along this very narrow section. I think if you met another bike here, you would have a bit of a problem getting past one another. We're on to Hatton now. Just on the left there is where the sewage treatment plant is. You can't see it or smell it, thankfully, from the path. So on we go, alongside the railway line as ever. On the left there is just the start of Arbroath Golf Course, or the end of Arbroath Golf Course, depending on how you look at it. So we're just going to slow down here, and we're going to come off of the path, just go up the hill here, and you'll see how close we are to the coast, to the sea. So we'll just stop at the top here. On the shadow there you can see the camera sticking out the front of the bike, which magically removes itself from the picture, as you'll see in a second. Look at that, no camera. I did actually pause there for 20 minutes or so, got the drone up, got some nice pictures of the area. Back onto the path, off we go. Very close to Arbroath now. Again, you can see the golf course on the left hand side now. Now we're just approaching people that I already passed because I stopped off with the drone. And there we go. I did say nice to see you again. So here we go. So we're crossing the Elliot Burn here, so that's us virtually into Arbroath now. The path just takes us right back over to as close to the beach as we can get, really. So we're now at the West Links. I feel I need to keep pointing this out, but this is sped up. I'll get people telling me I'm being inconsiderate, whizzing past dogs and people. This is sped up. I think this is probably 4 times at this point. Coming up there to the well-used skate park on the left, and then also there we've got the former site of Kerr's Miniature Railway, although recently there has been talk of the railway returning actually, so we might end up with a railway back there again, which would be lovely. We're coming past the kids paddling pool and the various play parks and so on. Past what was the outdoor bathing pool, has since been a nightclub and is now a cinema. There's some McDonald's junk all over the road, unfortunately. Past Pleasureland and then past Gayfield football ground. Old St Vincent's, what am I talking about? Old Lady Loan School on the left there, and then into the promenade here, past the signal tower, which is another museum, also free to enter like the castle was at Broughty Ferry. Well worth a visit, lots of local history and information in there. And look at this, brand new cycle path. So we'll just stop, have a brief look around here. Back on the bike. And we've just got a tiny little bit left to go just to take us right down to the harbour. So here we are approaching the harbour. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching the whole thing, and stick around for the dronus, for the bonus drone footage, which is coming up in a second or two.